Hello, welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachael.
And we are the team here from your video team, helping businesses become
the hero of your brand. That's why we named it that. Who would have thought it, eh?
Well,
We're what are we? We are video podcast specialists that are all about making you the hero of your brand.
That's right.
Are we sure about all of those things?
We are certain of all those things. Hello.
Is that like you're keeping that?
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, we're just going with it.
You keep your editing really simple, don't you? Like, yeah.
When it comes to Be the Hero of Your Brand.
Well, coincidentally, this is all about, well, it's not all about branding, but I mean,
It's about being genuine.
It's about being genuine and
showing your real personal selves.
Yeah, and the problem is a lot of people won't start a podcast or won't go on video because they worry about fluffing up.
Yeah.
So we come on here and fluff up all the time so you can feel professional all the time.
Can't disagree with that. Not at all. But I think that's kind of what we want to do with people, isn't it? We want to empower them. But I'm not going to go diving ahead, flying it forward with what we're going to say. You've picked the subject of today.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
We are finding your brand voice.
Your brand voice.
Yes, which is different to your brand messaging.
So that's just not getting like a really cool...
sorry, I just waving at someone at the door. I just realised, we were recording.
So it's not just about getting somebody with a really cool voice doing a voiceover like, "Hi, welcome to Brand ABC."
Every time you do that, I'm like, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure."
I think you said that on the previous podcast.
It's because you've only got one voiceover.
I could do another one.
Could you?
Hi, I'm Becky Boo.
Okay, anyway,
that was definitely me.
Right.
That wasn't Rachael. I know you were all confused by that. If you were listening to this, you could have obviously watched it and seen me do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyway, I'm just going to skirt around all of that and go, what is your brand voice?
Not just a voiceover artist doing really cool voices.
No, it's not. And it's not just the audible side of things.
All right.
So it's more than that. It's like your body language, it's your actions, it's those sorts of things like that make up your brand.
And who is that for? Is that for you as a business to have something aligned, or is it for your audience to know, to feel confident or build that connection?
Yeah.
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Bit of A. Yeah. So it is. It's about that connection that you know, people will relate to us and will see us and be like, oh my God, like I like their attitude. I like that fun. And obviously I'm choosing us right now because we're here. But like, I like their weird and wacky and that they don't take themselves too seriously. And that's how I want to be within business. And they're the types of businesses I want to work with. So absolutely, let's get in contact with them and let's do it.
Yeah, I think there's an element of us being a business partnership. We attract other partners of business.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
Us being a
husband and wife.
I was going to go a man and woman kind of team. We attract more men and women leaders. We've got both sides of that covered.
Yep.
Brand. Business owners.
We attract both men and women business owners.
Yeah, that's the one. And again, being husband and wife,
yes,
people will find a connection with that. Working with husbands and wives isn't always easy.
No, and actually sometimes the connection we have isn't because they're a husband and wife team, it's because they go, oh, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, wow, you're a husband and wife team, you live together, work together.
Or we get, this is my work husband, this is my work wife.
Yeah, we have another partnership, another agency that we work alongside and stuff, the Good Stuff group, Helen and James, and they're like, we're forever mistaken for a husband and wife team because of the way we act around each other and bicker and things like that, but actually they are just work husband and wife, and they have a husband and wife at home, like but yeah, so that is all a part of building your brand voice, and it's your tone, the language that you choose, your personality. It's all of those things come in together. It's how you say the things you say.
Fantastic. So again, so that like we said, that's to align a business so they have a consistent message going out.
Yeah.
And the way it's said is consistent. It also gives confidence to the customers as well, like you said as well. So how do we discover what our voice is?
So this is going right down to your core and looking at and looking at those things like your values, what your mission statement is. It isn't your mission statement. This is where it falls slightly differently, is your brand voice and your brand message. Tragedy. So
your brand message isn't a tragedy.
No. Your brand message is the actual mission statement, but it's where that all comes from.
Yeah.
What you're writing in that is, because really your mission statement is also built from your value.
So sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, because we've had a little conversation today about this.
Yeah.
And something that popped into my head about what we have as a tone of voice is empowering. I feel we try and empower people. We call them the heroes of their brand. We make them create heroic content, but also with that is that a superhero has a secret identity, and it can be very nerve-wracking. And this is all stuff that you've done recently with Danny Wallace.
Yeah.
She was like, you can go on stage or you can go on video and perform as someone. I think Adele has Beyonce Fierce or something like that. She has her on-stage presence.
Yeah.
So you've got your secret identity, which is maybe your slightly introverted, nervous self. But when you go on camera, on stage, and start talking to people, you can be this other personality, which is where I say, like, we try and use heroic statements, superhero, but try and empower people to kind of step out there and show their true selves, but in a way that they can act it out.
Yeah, and that comes from our own value, and I would say probably from something that's not fair, because that's but from my own story, it gets incorporated in that. So I can think, like, from my personal brand story of the fact that, and when I talk to the people about this, they're like, really? But I used to be, and still struggle to a degree, with actually being on my own. Like, I couldn't leave the house without anybody else. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not claustrophobic, it's the other one.
Recluse?
Yeah, it's agoraphobia. Is that when you go out? Oh, I don't know. It's one of those. It's a phobia where I genuinely could not leave the house without somebody else, and that didn't have to be like you. It could have been
just a tough guy.
We live in a town centre, so we're very fortunate. We can walk to like all our local convenience shops. We've also big branded supermarkets. They are within a 10-minute walk of us, if that.
Yeah.
And you'll go, oh, we're running out of milk. You're in the middle of cooking dinner. Like, I need you to get some milk. And I'll be like, oh, I can't do that. I cannot leave the house on my own. And it would be even taking our 5-year-old son, or 6-year-old or 4-year-old at the time. I could not leave that house, and I'd be like, okay, come on. And I would get them dressed and get them like wrapped up and be like, come on, you got to come with my, like, we're just going to go for a little walk into town, stretch our legs, make that mum excuse like you do. But the excuse was there for me.
Yeah.
And that was my alternative persona. But then I did a trip this year to Newcastle on my own. And I genuinely think that one thing that helped me that very first day walking into the jazzy shirt night at Atomicon was putting on my superhero dress.
Yeah.
It wasn't zipped up, that was a whole other story. But
we'll add a photo of that dress to the video.
Yeah.
So if you are watching this, you'll see a photo of Rachel's outfit. I love that outfit. But very jealous I don't have one in a suit jacket yet.
They do it in a suit, so But it genuinely is like, that is my two personas of going, and that Rosie Ramsay says it, that she's an introverted extrovert, and I'm like, I get that.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm
You're not. No, and that's
not that I mean I can spend time on my own and sit there and not talk to people for ages, but then when I get talking to someone, I can talk to someone.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, you can.
But yeah, but is that because when you went there, you had a focus of knowing what you're there to do, know that because it was a business
event.
Like,
well, I think travelling all the way to Newcastle, I'd done the hard.
I think also what happened is it was very quick. It was.
I didn't have time to.
Hey, there's these tickets that are available for an event in 2 weeks' time. Do you want to do them? And in the moment that we were in, where it was at the market meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we met Emma Loveday there, and she couldn't go to Atomicon. She's like, "Oh, I've got this spare ticket if you know anyone who wants it. And we were like, well, we're sold by you. What you do is fantastic. So we're going to do anything that, if you say this is a good thing to do, we're going to do it. I think she could have sold us like, I don't know, a dead parrot, and we'd be like, that's a parrot. You sold me the best thing ever. Yeah.
Well, she sold us a giant blue penis on the stage, so when she did her talk. But yeah, I didn't have time to think about it.
Yeah,
absolutely. But again, I think that's they're my two personalities that I have to kind of decide who's going to win today. So I could have got all the way to Newcastle and gone, I'm not doing this. I don't want to do it, and just sat in the hotel room and not gone to Jazzy Shirt Night. Absolutely could have done that. Something in me, I do think, putting on that costume of my heroic dress and jacket, and I took a clapperboard with me because I was like, let's have some fun with some people while I'm there. That gave me my superhero power of actually I didn't have to be introverted Rachael. I could be extroverted Rachael.
Yeah.
And so that's who came out for that night. So, yeah, absolutely. So slight diversion, but again, that's all part of what makes up our branded voice. Yeah. Those stories, that personality.
Going off script. It's allowed at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's allowed to go off script because you never know what nuggets come out. And again, that is something that somebody will connect with. They go, yeah, I don't like going out on my own.
Yeah.
So,
and I still am funny. Like, I still will go, hey babe, you want to come? Like, oh boys, should we? They're just older now and tell me, no mum, you're a big brave girl, go get the milk. And I'm like, no, I'll give you 50p if you go get it. You can keep the change. Yes, so discovering your voice will come from who you are, the founders of, the values that you're built on, the personality that's behind it. And remember that we're not solely talking here about business brand voices. There are your own brand within that.
Your personal brand, yeah.
Yes.
But if you were a business, how do you communicate that to your team? Like, do you write it on a wall? Only use these words. We don't have customers, we have partners. We don't have this. What is it? What do you need to be doing?
Yeah, like lots of businesses have values written up on the wall. Like I relate now to schools, because like our boys' school has 5 values that they run by. Have them written on the words. They earn badges, they get awarded badges. So do that. But what you'll find is if you have a solid understanding of your values of your business values, that you will attract people with similar values as well. So with that, but they're also going to bring additional values. So
you're not just looking at externally what you're marketing necessarily. It's also going to help you grow your team.
Yes. Yeah, and that's where the importance is. Thanks. It's like I thought it through. But what the values is going to enable you to do is build your brand message, which is where I say they're two different things.
So your brand message isn't your values, where you're going. We're about family, community, empowerment. And
no, there's 3 values there that we run by.
Yeah.
So from those is we have built the message, be the hero of your brand.
Yeah.
So that is a message. Your tagline's your message. So yeah.
Great.
So
consistency across platforms.
Yeah.
How do we explain that? Like, surely you can just put the same message on every platform.
Well, theoretically, yes. And for ease, yep, absolutely. You go to a content distributor and you just go upload, and it goes and puts it all over everyone, exactly the same message. And to start with, I'd say there's not a problem there. But when you really want to start aligning where your platforms, what platforms bring you in, your certain partners, what you want that platform to do for you, then I'd say let's start tweaking the messaging slightly in how you're doing it. So it's a very strange one, because obviously you can get your voice across in different ways. Mm-hmm. So you can get your voice across in the written way, in the video format, obviously, and visually with like infographics and imagery. So think about what platform is going to do the best for you on that. So TikTok is sticking up a written format It isn't going to be the best
No.
for TikTok. But Instagram, a reel is going to be great. LinkedIn, reels are coming. But actually, I'd always say an image or a carousel are really good for LinkedIn. They're interactive. They show people who are interacting with your post. So, but your voice that goes with that you might pull on a different value a little bit more.
Yeah. So that's how they interlink. So you might be going, on Instagram, I want to inspire and empower people.
Yes.
So I'm going to personally go for, you can do this. You can make your own content. You can like put it out there and be like really supportive of the person we're talking to, for hopefully a future partner. But the boy, on LinkedIn, you're going, what, the community side of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, actually, you've gone that way around. In my head, I went for empowerment on LinkedIn, that as business owners, you can build your brand and make your hero. On our Insta would be more that family and that fun creation that, our behind the scenes are going to be us, you get entangled in your wires as you started.
I didn't do that.
No.
There's no proof.
Yeah, but, those...
I'm editing this, so you will find out if that happened.
Very valid point. So those elements might go on your Instagram, because again, don't forget, we all know what all these social media platforms and all this is like, is that I see someone on LinkedIn during the day when I'm like responding to some of our messages and stuff, having never met that person, never heard of that brand, but because I saw them on LinkedIn, now all of a sudden they come up on my Insta feed, because clearly Insta has recognised where I've been and all that metadata behind, and I'm like, but it's a different message that comes through. Same personality, same voice, same brand. I still see all of that, because that's how I stop and recognise and go, I've seen them today. But actually the messaging is different. So of an evening when that CEO who you're like trying to get through LinkedIn is chilling out with their family and chilling out on the sofa and doing their doom scroll through Insta or TikTok, you want you to pop up, but maybe a different relation to you, a different value of you, that they relate to that value as well.
Yeah, almost a different side. If you're looking at values are this cube that your whole message is inside, you're looking at this front is for LinkedIn, which is, I'd say, meant to be professional.
It's that white collar, but we're all kind of breaking that mould a little bit more now.
Yeah, white collar with a kick in the face kind of feel to it. Yeah, but
I remember, it's not, obviously we just discussed social media. There is like your email campaigns, your newsletters, things like that as well. So it's getting your voice across on, when we say platforms, it's probably, it doesn't
across
mean
your marketing.
Marketing,
Yeah, because you are marketing to everyone in a different way. Well, you know your perfect audience, you know where they're going to be. That's the other thing. Your perfect customer must want to hear certain trigger words, trigger things, which would also impact your tone of voice.
You don't know what that means, do you?
I don't know where we are.
So voice versus message. So it's style versus substance, and it's your how over your what. So your voice is your style and your how. Your message is your substance and your what. Silence.
So talk to me about voice versus message.
Okay, thank you for doing this. How is it I'm leading this one today?
Because you're the one who's done the research on it.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, so I keep going back to, we keep going back to our own tagline. So our own substance there is being the hero of your brand, but the style of that is that heroic content. And also, again, remember what we said, it's not just about those written words. So it's not in like Arial black, it's in comic book themed, it's got a bit of an Andy Warhol
Arial
kind of...
black is Arial is our body of text font.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Arial is.
Oh, I change it.
Oxanium is our...
Verdana.
Our title. Oh yeah, Verdana.
See? Oh, I was like, you've been sending out the wrong documentation.
We're not Arial black, you're quite right.
With Verdana.
That's just because it's automatically what goes on my computer.
Yeah, well,
or Helvetica.
Oh yeah, but now Google Docs can't even recognise either of our ones, so I have to pick another one. Anyway, but yes, it is that style that You've thrown my voice.
Sorry.
Thrown me where I was at. So it's that substance of what are we doing? We're making people the hero of your brand. How are we doing it? We become the sidekick to that. We're doing it fun. We're doing because the look of that is, oh, cool. It's fun. It's heroic. It's nerdy.
Yeah. We're trying to make it. So when we're doing our shoot days, we're trying to make them fun for people. When we're filming a podcast with someone, we want it to be a fun experience, which is why we always suggest you maybe do an interview over just doing a solo episode, because it's easier to bounce. It's easier to have contribution from someone else to help you bounce back and show that energy a lot more.
Yeah.
But if you've done it on your own, we will do our best to make it as fun as possible. We'll have you come into music before you start, so you have a nice bit of relaxing time, and get your energy up, which is kind of an oxymoron. Get relaxed while energy building, and have it as a whole fun experience. I would be in the room with you recording it.
Yeah.
You might even be in the room recording it, and someone that you can engage with instead of just looking at an object, and make it more energizing as you're delivering the message, which I assume is what you're kind of...
Yeah, so your brand voice, by understanding that, is going to ensure your brand message is consistent, is delivered consistently. So yes, like you say, is coming in and being like, lively music, that's your voice that is now the message you're going to stand there and deliver is consistent with your voice, and you all come... Yeah. And it all comes one package.
And I guess that's what we're doing with our podcast as well. Our podcast is our overall arching... take that back. It's the foundation of our marketing. This podcast is the reason we're able to get content out. It's because we're using this podcast to deliver our polls that we are doing, our short form videos that we're creating.
It will go onto our email campaigns, newsletters, things that it becomes everything.
So it's becoming this whole overarching of our marketing. It's coming from this one form of content, which we can do for other people as well if they were want to do that.
This is what we've learned, is that, like we said in the beginning, our expertise comes from video podcasting.
Yeah.
And from that, we've developed our own unique blueprint that gives you 50 pieces of content from a half an hour video podcast. And ultimately, if you were to post once a week about using one piece of content from that, well, there's a year's worth of content there.
Yeah.
So if you're delivering weekly, then you've got to advertise the podcast. So we have a campaign that does, depending on how often you release, but we've built a campaign that says, right, if you're releasing weekly, here's your 5 posts you need to deliver, release it and get it out there.
Well, it's turning your podcast into a marketing tool. It's not, I've done a video recently about how it's the building blocks of your marketing, and it's not about you marketing your podcast itself. It's about your podcast being your marketing.
Yeah, because again, who has the time to do all the different pieces of marketing? I haven't got the time, but I have got a half an hour to sit down with you and go from that. And then from here, you'll edit it. I'll run it all through our blueprint and create our content. And within a day, maybe 2, we've got now 50 pieces of content created, done, scheduled, jobbed.
Yeah.
And we can go back to, I say, doing the bits we love. This is the part we love, so it just falls quite nicely. But
yeah, we enjoy our little half-hour chats together.
Yeah, we do. But again, now we need to get back onto our partner's work. Well, to think that we spend 2 days in a month coming out for our own podcast, it's not even that. Like, we film multiple, we can bulk film.
Yeah.
So actually, it's 1 day a month filming 4 episodes, 3 to 4 episodes, 1 day a month to create all the content and blueprint. Well, that's it now.
Yeah.
Like, we're done for for the entire month. So yeah, it's about those things. But anyway, voice brand. So finding your voice brand. Your brand is your tone, it's your language, your personality, it's your imagery, it's all of those things that as someone sees it, they recognize it straight away. Discovering it is based on your values. Again, that personality side that comes through, and the values of the different people, potentially, if you're building a business, or if you're just a solo brand. Either way, it's your values, and then from that, writing the mission, which is your message, but it falls from your voice, and then it's that consistency. So understanding which, I like the idea of like a block, a dice, is that each side has a different platform, email, LinkedIn, so what voice is kind of coming out, what value is linked to that,
supported to that,
supports that. So
Great.
yeah,
Maybe we can make them dice. Roll the
dice.
Our platform and our I forgot what you called it now. My brain's gone.
Value,
Yeah.
platform and value.
But yeah, the platform and the value. Roll a dice and we'll create content like that.
Like that.
We've got to come up with 6 values now.
Yep. So whilst you're there tapping on the table,
Oh, do I get to do it this week?
you can do it.
This is our clap to you.
Yeah, it is.
And this week it is. We didn't get a sticker, unfortunately, but
I don't think that's an unfortunately. We got a chocolate bar.
yeah, but
4 chocolate bars.
we got a chocolate bar called Digilicious, and it is from the incredible Zoe Cairns, who is hosting ZC Live.
Yes, she is.
But this is also, these chocolates being sponsored by Amy Jane Aesthetics Limited.
Yep.
So I think she done the design on it, didn't she? Or she came up with the name of Digilicious with Zoe.
Don't say things you don't know. I don't know. She's sponsoring the chocolate bar this year.
Yeah, she sponsored the chocolate bar, and we can't stick it on our board, so we'll just have to eat it. But don't tell our PT that Rachel's already had 2 bars.
That's my bar. Thank you very much. I've had 1.
But ZC Live is the event that's hosted by Zoe Cairns and the team of ZC Social Media, and it is on the 23rd of October, Wednesday.
The 23rd,
It's a free event to attend, and they've got incredible speakers, including people from YouTube,
Yep.
Metrical, is that how you say it?
Cool.
Metrical, and your video team are also speaking about podcasting. So we're going to be there on stage. We've also got a stand, and we're going to have a podcast studio set up as well. So if you are at the event, you can feature on some of the podcast recordings that we're doing on the day, which may get shown on Be the Hero of Your Brand as well.
Oh, exciting.
So that is the clap to you. And if you want to be featured on our clapper board, send us a business sticker with your story or your event, and we will share that with you. The address is over to Rachel.
Your video team, Ashford Road, St Michael's, Tenterden, TN36SP.
And we'll look forward to hearing from you soon.
Oh, Canva are there.
Canva.
That was it.
That's a
Canva
big one.
and Storm Chasers Digital.
Oh, brilliant. It's a great event. You should definitely go there.
Epic. Let's do this.
All right.
Right, for now.
Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.